What's up, guys? Good evening and welcome to the Pre-Scout as we are here every single weeknight on WagerTalk TV. And this is going to be a bit of a quicker show today because feeling a bit run down, to be honest with you guys. Got a little bit of a headache and only a couple of games on Friday. And Saturday, there are a ton of games. So Friday is going to be a big show. Recording it in the afternoon. It'll be posted at 10 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. So cannot wait for that. But feeling a bit run down here tonight, guys. And to be quite honest with you, it wasn't a good night with my picks. It was not a good night with the games that I decided to go with for my best bets. So the Bruins, not a good day for them. I took St. Louis. You know, I liked them at home. I thought Utah has been playing well, maybe overachieving a bit. They get the job done. And then both Florida teams, I decided to take both of them in the first period. Figured we get at least one of them home because they're both plus money, and both Florida teams not doing well whatsoever. So not only am I battling kind of right now, I'm pretty tired. I'm not happy with the results of the past 3 days. So I'm going to look for a good showing on Friday, and hopefully we can have a great result on Saturday with the really big board. But shout out to our guys always in here, not watching more soccer, that's for sure. Don't need Prez in here. Hope you feel better. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. It happens 100%. Yeah, so a lot of stuff going on. Leg Show says Red Wings and Islanders over 1.5 first period. Thanks. There we go. Yeah, you know what? That first period over, we saw it cash. Saw the fast start in that one. So that was good to see. That first period. What a night of hockey. The dogs barked. The dogs barked is right. And you know it's bad because I said it last night on the show to you guys, there's some nights that I'm going to like the favorites and some nights that I'm going to like the dogs. And I guess this was a pretty bad night for me to like some of the favorites. That's for sure. It seems we've got to wait on these supposed to be good teams to prove it before we back them. And Timothy, this is a really good point by you. It's a really good point. And that's one thing with the NHL here, guys, I think that we need to take note of right now is a couple teams that that are supposed to be a lot better than they are. And I'm going to even throw Edmonton into that category because, you know, they've got one goal in the first period against the Canadians, but their offense doesn't even look that great right now. Florida's offense doesn't look that great right now. Tampa Bay's offense doesn't look that great right now. And some of these teams overall are just struggling offensively. So it'll be interesting to see. And then the Kings defensively, that's one thing for them. I'm looking forward to seeing kind of how they can bounce out of it and what they can end up doing. What's up, Icex? How are you, brother? I hope you're having a good night, man. I jumped on them myself, so I'm guilty of it, brother. Yeah, 100%. Well, this is the thing is like, I was like, you know what? First period, hopefully we can get to it. We'll see what happens. You know, I decided to take a shot with both Florida teams to win the first period. Like everybody was saying that price was ridiculous for Tampa Bay, and I get it. But I was like, man, that price is so nuts. But we're going to go with just the first period puck line to just get a really good start at home in the first period, and they still couldn't do it. And then Boston gives up, I think, a 7-piece against the Anaheim Ducks. So very interesting. And after I crapped on the Anaheim Ducks yesterday. Anyway, here, guys, look, I'm not trying to be depressing with you guys here, but I gave you guys all my word. Whether you're watching live or you're watching afterwards, this is going to be a show. We're going to be here together all season long. We're going to be here, hopefully, and I can build this up and get more and more of you guys in here live. We're going to be here talking every single weeknight for the next, 5 or 6 months. There's going to be times I'm coming in here. We're in a good mood. The picks are going well. We're feeling good. And today is just not one of those days. I'm not feeling good. Honestly, I was playing basketball tonight. I play basketball on Thursdays, and I feel like I just haven't drank enough water lately. I feel like I'm dehydrated is one of the things, to be quite honest with you guys. But nothing worse than battling a little bit of a headache. So it's kind of nice. We got 4 games here, guys, to look at for the slate on Friday. And it's not a bad slate. There's a couple spots that are interesting to look at. And I feel like when you look at this Friday slate, again, it's kind of like what I talked about with Sunday. everybody gets excited for the Saturday slate, so they don't really bet that much on Friday. We used to call it Freaky Friday because Friday can be kind of like getaway day. In the end, and the MLB comparison, the getaway day, there's, people look forward to the Saturdays a lot more. Teams that are playing on Saturdays look forward to those. Friday is not really a big day in the NHL. We all know that, but also very similar to Sundays. It's not that big. So Carlos, Sharks, yeah, insane with those Sharks. Unbelievable. Sharks back-to-back, second game against the Devils tomorrow. That is a no-brainer. What's the pick? Yeah, we'll start with that one. I mean, bet online. Do you see what the price is with that one? Are you guys seeing that price, or am I just seeing things here with that one? FanDuel is posting a minus 360. Bet online has a minus 330. Caesars minus 350. That is crazy. Seeing some of those prices. I think, guys, even though it was a first period over by a long shot, I think that we have to look towards some type of first period over or first period bet. And bear with me, guys, because I know we haven't cashed a lot of these this season. We've had luck with some of them, but we haven't had a ton of success with all of them. I think this is a spot to look towards, maybe looking at the New Jersey first period side. It's kind of that theory we talked about with Chris Otto, right? Like fading the team, second half of back-to-back in the first period, especially if they won on that first half of back-to-back. And I know there's not that much travel, but this seems to be a pretty good scenario here to do so. And when you look at this Devils team here, I got to give them credit because, I faded them against the Wild, but they go ahead and they beat the Blue Jackets, they beat the Panthers, they beat the Oilers, they beat the Maple Leafs, they beat the Wild. Like very, very interesting to see what can happen here. And sometimes, guys, I've kind of changed my mind. Sometimes back-to-backs, we could see unders. But I think the unders on back-to-backs are if a team is coming off, a game that maybe they're not so proud of, where they want to sharpen up defensively. But San Jose's just put up 1 million goals on the board. I think that we could see both teams kind of come out there, roll the pucks out, and we could see some goals in that one. But minus 300, are you kidding me? Like, that's just a crazy price. So we'll figure out what we can do in that one, but I'm not so sure the best way to really approach that one. Washington, Columbus. I'll tell you what, guys, this one is very interesting to me. Both teams playing well. Both teams are off big games. When you look at the Washington Capitals so far here, guys, they just haven't seemed to do anything wrong all year. Goals differential above expected. The Columbus Blue Jackets, a top 3 team, and some might say, okay, are they going to be able to sustain that? Is that something you can really look at? You got Chicago, Vancouver, Columbus, Winnipeg, Colorado. The bottom teams, as far as that's concerned, is kind of what kind of shocks me the most is, you look at Washington and they're just not really around there. If anything, they're like middle of the pack. So this to me is a Columbus team that's creating a ton of offense. And I would not be shocked if Columbus gets the job done here, guys. Again, like, look at this number. Minus 120 opener number, and now it's close to a pick. Sunspots are showing minus 115. I would not talk anybody out of playing the San Jose or the Columbus Blue Jackets on a Friday night. Wouldn't talk anybody out of it. I think this team can score. I think they have good goaltending right now. They're playing well defensively. I can't see it being a bad spot. So I'm interested in taking a look at this Columbus team at home. Both teams are playing well. Both teams are coming off victories. And, taking a look at this Capitals team, I always say this, guys, and I know it hasn't been working so far this season, but we'll trust a lot of the process. They haven't really faced much adversity this season, They beat the Islanders, beat the Rangers, beat the Lightning, beat the Wild, lose by 1 goal to the Canucks, and then they beat the Kraken 4-1. Like, to me, aren't the Capitals a much better team? Didn't they finish first in their division last year? Like, why are they only minus 120 openers and now pick them at most spots. It's a damn near pick 'em, Timothy. It's a damn near pick 'em crazy line. So kind of lean towards Columbus here, guys, is what I'm trying to tell you. And that's just it. I think Columbus can definitely battle, and I think that they're going to do well at home. And right now they got a lot of dangerous offensive players. So Capitals are a much better team, but maybe this could be a flat spot for them because they haven't had really any difficulties so far this season. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button and make sure you watch Friday's show. Friday, Cam Stewart from Sports Grid joining me. Going to be a really, really fun show. Can't wait to have Cam with me. We're going to break down all kinds of games on Saturday. We're going to talk about what we've seen so far this season, what we've been impressed with, what we've liked, what we haven't liked, teams that we're making money off right now. So looking forward to that. And we're going to get dialed in, guys. We're going to make sure this could be a winning week. We're going to get back in the win column on Friday night. And we're going to take care and kick ass on Saturday. But past couple of days just haven't been great. Good news is today for me, it was like mostly 1% and 2% plays. So if you're going to have a bad night, that's what you want it to be, but definitely not happy about that. Also, guys, excited to announce that hoping to get a sponsor or two on the show at some point. And that's huge for me. It helps me, be able to get some different guests and to build the show up and things like that. So hopefully we can get more, equipment and more different things and maybe even do some traveling to interview some people. We'll see what happens. But hopefully you guys can continue to support this show because I got a lot of plans for this show. I got a lot of plans, especially for the Olympics. We're going to be doing Olympic hockey, Olympic betting, Olympic props, and all that stuff. So getting some sponsors on board is really huge for us. That's for sure. All right, Toronto and Buffalo here, guys. Toronto opened up at just minus 129. They're down to minus 120 now. We all know it's trouble in Leafland. And I said to you guys last night on the show that, or 2 nights ago maybe, that I'm not happy about this Maple Leafs team. And I'm such a person that has been crapping all over this team as a Montreal Canadiens fan. And of course, they're losing. They lose that 4-3 game against the Kraken. They lose 5-2 against the Devils. But this matchup's not going to be easy by any means here, guys. I don't think it really is. Buffalo, I think, is playing some pretty good hockey right now. Buffalo's goaltenders have been good. Alex Lyon's been good. They had the young player, Colton Ellis, get his first win. So the total is at 6 here, guys. We saw it open at 6.5. If you can still get 6.5, which I am seeing at some books, I kind of lean towards the under. I'm also leaning towards a Buffalo team total under. And I know that's a little bit of a contrarian here, guys. And, this Buffalo team's been playing well. We cashed a ticket on them yesterday night. But I feel like this is a well-rested team. Couple days off for the Maple Leafs. They're not really playing too well offensively right now. So the biggest thing they're going to have to do is play well defensively is kind of what I'm looking at. So I lean towards taking the under in this game. I lean towards the under 2.5 goals for the Buffalo Sabres, as I do think that this Maple Leafs team, when they start getting their act together, it's going to be because of defensive hockey. We'll look more into that overnight, but that's kind of something that I'm looking at here. When I take a look at some of the advanced metrics for expected goals for on the season, this Maple Leafs team is ranking 18th in the league. That's not good at all. Buffalo ranks 12th. Expected goals against right now. The Maple Leafs are 17th. And we've got the Buffalo Sabres. Where are they? At 7th. This team, I think, is going to have to be a little bit more of a defensive team. And I think they're going to have to realize that they don't have Mitch Marner anymore. And until they can fill the gap for him, they're going to have to play in defensive games. Some of you guys might say, does it worry you at all that when this Maple Leafs team snaps out of it, they're going to just fill the net with pucks? And it could happen, but that's why we take the team total under on Buffalo maybe. And I could be wrong here, guys, but I'll just check it out here. The the Sabres are on a little bit of a run right now. You know, they lost to the Montreal Canadiens, but they beat the Senators, they beat the Panthers, and they beat the Red Wings. They're winners of 3 of their last 4. So, it's not often you're really saying this, but there's one team that's a little more hungry right now in this matchup, and it's actually not the Buffalo Sabres for the first time in a couple of years. It feels like the more hungry team is going to be the Maple Leafs, and that should help them. Never put too much faith in the Leafs. Trust me. I'd never put that much faith in them. This is going to tell us a lot about this team, though. I'm very curious on a Friday night what we see, which underdogs. I want you guys to let me know in the comments after the video is over, which underdog do you think is the most live on Friday night? We used to call it Freaky Friday. Which underdog do you think is the most live on Friday? I'll give you my pick right now. Jets Flames game, Jets first period, puck line, team total over Jets, full game puck line Jets. They're going to whip the Flames. Drew, I got the utmost respect for you. I think my underdog of the day would be the Calgary Flames. Well, the Blue Jackets aren't necessarily really underdogs when you look at the odds. I mean, they're not. It's pretty much a pick 'em now. Opened up at minus 120, I guess, for Washington, but closer to a pick 'em now. At the end of the day here, guys, the numbers aren't great for Calgary. I think that Winnipeg should be bigger favorites in this one. Why are the Winnipeg Jets not bigger favorites in this one? What have the Flames done to even deserve to be this price? Expected goals for right now. This Flames team is pretty much struggling. They're 15th expected goals against right now. They are top 11 as far as expected goals against. But here's the worst part here, guys, for this team. Shooting percentage on all shot attempts. The Calgary Flames have the worst, very worst shooting percentage on all shot attempts in the league at 2.09%. Like, I know that some people will say that we got to wait till we see it with certain teams, and I will get that, but things are going to get better, I think. Things are going to get better for this Flames team, and they got kind of called out by their goalie the other night, and I was a little bit shocked by that. You got a goalie that's only in his second year in the league calling them out. Maybe we see the best effort we possibly can out of the Calgary Flames. We'll see what happens, guys. Hold on to that one for me. Timothy says, I picked these Jets tonight on the puck line. You got a lot of time for it, but yeah, it's a good point that you bring that up. I'll preface it. You don't want to make your decision on what you're going to do in that game tomorrow until you see how Winnipeg comes out. I think we could see an angry Winnipeg tomorrow. I'm very curious to see what happens here, guys, because remember when New York was in their struggles as far as scoring, like they weren't able to score goals? You're kind of waiting for the dam to burst. It's kind of how I feel about the Calgary Flames. Like they just can't score right now. You're waiting for things to burst. Well, it'll be a second half of a back-to-back for Winnipeg. Maybe Calgary is sitting at home and they're happy to see Winnipeg struggling a little bit, but you're also going to get a very motivated Winnipeg team. So this could be one of those spots where we look towards goals. It's kind of a contrarian play as well. You got a team that's not scoring right now with the Flames. You got a team that's struggling to get some depth scoring. Their shooting percentage is so low. But then you get a Winnipeg team, second half of back-to-back. They're 5-1. I guess they'll be 5-2 once they lose this game to Seattle. They're still feeling good about themselves. Maybe you see a little bit of a lazy defensive effort, but you see that offense show up finally for the Flames. And of course, we know Winnipeg will want to bounce back offensively. So maybe we see some goals in that one. But I think Calgary could be live. They could be live. These aren't the Leafs to not step up after getting called out. So yeah, Flame. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The Leafs didn't do anything. They did jack shit after Stolarz called them out. They did nothing. Shoot, I might lean to the over on a parlay too. There we go. Flames right now are 3-5 on the puck line. The Jets are 4-2 on the puck line. I picked Pastrnak over 3.5 shots, got it at -132, and closing line was -154. Great job, man. Great job. Yeah, the player props, you got to get ahead early, or you really have to be shopping around and get multiple books. Like you said, under today, over tomorrow. Yeah, especially if Winnipeg doesn't end up getting on the board. There's 4 minutes to go in this game. They're going to be frustrated, so we'll see if they end up coming up with some goals here. But guys, no promos today. Big play this weekend in the NFL, or big play on Sunday in the NFL. Can't wait for that. 16-6 NFL prop run. So we got a big play going on with that. We're in bounce back mode with hockey, guys. Past 2 days haven't been great. We're going to grind through it. I'm going to tell you when I win, tell you when I lose, and we'll get back on the grind. So I really appreciate all of you guys joining me for the journey of this new show that I have here. We're going to potentially be doing some live shows during games. We're going to do some giveaways. I actually have some merch that I'm working on for the show as well. And before I even think about seeing if anybody's interested in buying any merch, I'm going to give away a ton of shirts and some hoodies and things like that, because I think that you guys all deserve it, and you guys have been really supporting me so far. So let's have a good ride here with this show, guys. And again, don't miss Friday night. Do not miss Friday night. It's going to be a fun show. Myself and Cam Stewart, I promise we'll bring the energy, and I promise we'll have a lot of fun. So first and foremost, guys, let me know in the comments below after the video is done being live who your dog of the day is for Friday night. It's got to be some dogs barking. It's Friday night. It's got to be at least one dog barking. You guys let me know. Drew, appreciate it. Means a lot to me. And hey, let's keep on grinding. Let's get the job done. Stay blessed, guys. Hope you guys have a really good night, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. All the best.